Okay.
Get it together.
All right. So we're here to talk about your additional job that you've just taken on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Explain a little bit about what that additional job is.
Okay. So I am now a independent travel agent specializing in Disney vacations. Although I can book other things like cruises and things like that. I'm still kind of learning that side of it, but you know.
You can do pretty much any other vacation, but you specialize in the Disney portion of it.
Disney. Can do Universal and things
Okay.
like that as well.
What kind of pushed you in that direction to take on something like this?
Other than you?
Other than me, yes.
So everybody knows how much we love our Disney trips, and unfortunately we see people make comments on the Facebook groups and other sites that talk about having a negative experience with it. Just basically it all comes down to not knowing what to expect and not planning it out very well, and it's sad because you spend so much time and money, and it's a family vacation. You want to have fun and enjoy it. So I'm here to kind of help ease some of that stress and let people just have fun.
Because a lot of people don't understand, especially if you've never been, but only if you've, been a couple times, you may not understand everything that goes into booking a Disney trip. You've got numerous resorts to stay at 3 different levels. You've got your
value, you've got moderate, you've got deluxe,
and multiple resorts in each category.
Right.
So there's a multitude of different places to stay and pricing for those places. And on top of that, you think that you've got it covered once you've booked your resort, and then you don't realize that now you've got to book your food once that 30-day window hits before you go. And there's over 200 restaurants all across the parks and resorts, and like 68 of those being at downtown Disney. Listen to me, Disney Springs, that used to be called downtown Disney. So a lot of people get overwhelmed with those decisions: where to stay, where to eat, when to go to what park on what day. I had never thought about that until you brought it to my attention. Is that you have the capability of looking to see when when parks are what's the word?
I researched to see what's the best day to go to each park. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, that's why. Like say Magic Kingdom, a lot of people when they start their vacation, when they've never been, or first couple times, everybody wants to start their vacation at Magic Kingdom. So usually Sundays and Mondays
are the
busiest days for Magic Kingdom. And she looks all this stuff up and is very good at scheduling the days on what day to go to what park and where we would get the most bang for our buck. And that's what she is capable of doing when she books a vacation. And how much would your service cost additional to paying for the Disney trip? If somebody was to contact you and say, hey, I'm interested in booking a Disney trip, how much more will they pay to have you book their trip?
There's no charge at all.
None whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
So there you go. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to do this video, is because people tend to think that if you use a travel agent to book your vacation, that's just an additional cost on top of what you're already paying. We all know that Disney in general is very expensive. No matter, you can go for little if you know what you're doing and where to eat and what to eat, and you can bring your own food in the parks, right?
You can.
Okay, so if you're looking to go very, very cheap, you can do something like that. Now, we have the first year we went, and I was not a big Disney person per se when we first started dating or whatever, and when we were trying to decide where to go on our honeymoon, you said Disney World, and I did not want to go to Disney World. I said Key West. I was not very big on the idea to go to Disney for our honeymoon, and but we decided to do that. I'm rubbing my eye because I have allergies. We decided to do that. I wanted you to be happy, and it was one of the best decisions that I decided to do. Is we went and we had an absolute blast, just the two of us. And one of my favorite moments in all of our marriage happened that week when you got to eat inside the castle.
Oh yeah,
at Cinderella's table. Seeing how emotional you got in that moment, it completely changed my mind on Disney in general. So we've went every year since, and we have stayed at a value resort. We've stayed at a deluxe resort, or
we stayed at a moderate.
A moderate for our honeymoon. Last year we stayed at a value, and this year we're doing things a little bit different. And this is one of the things that she came across that I would have never known about it, and I don't know how many people would have known about it, but the certain deals that Disney does, and where, like this year, if you booked at a deluxe resort, you get your meal plan, which they just brought back. You can pay for a meal plan. You get your meal plan for free for the week. So she ran the numbers. I shouldn't say we. She did. She ran the numbers, and it was going to cost us right at the same. Because we were planning on staying at a moderate, right? And then getting the paying for the meal plan, which brought our cost up to what the same as what we're going for now, which is at a deluxe with a free. So
might as well stay.
Might as well stay at a deluxe. Now, the argument that a lot of people have is that why stay at a deluxe resort and pay the extra money when you're going to be at the parks all day? And I understand that. But the resorts itself have so much to do. And we usually spend one free day just stay at the resort all day long. And there's so much to do inside the resorts that you cannot be bored, I promise.
But again, and that's something I would talk to each client about. What are your expectations? What do you enjoy? What do you want to get out of the trip? If you're someone that does not want to stay at the resort very often, you want to be go the whole time, it might not be worth it to you to stay at a higher level resort.
Right.
But if you're someone that likes to have some downtime, some off days, to chill by the pool and stuff like that, then you probably do want to take advantage of a higher level resort.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that you can do for them is find out what they want out of their vacation. You find out what their likes and dislikes are. And for instance, like you love Animal Kingdom. Festival of the Lion King, you really love that. Animal Kingdom to me is one of it's actually my least favorite park out of the four. We just like different things, but we know that we can enjoy the whole vacation. We're going to all four parks.
Of course.
And everybody gets something out of it. Like my son, he gets something completely different out of it. He loves right now, he's very big on Epcot. So each park has something that everybody will like, but you're going to enjoy being at one park versus the other. Everybody just has different tastes, and you can figure those those likes and dislikes out and plan accordingly, plan their vacation like that. One of the things, of course, that I love is the food. Of course. And
who doesn't?
Right. And I find I'm the type of person where when I find something that I like to go back to that and enjoy it again. So we've tried a multitude of different restaurants down there, and there's a handful that I keep saying that I want to go back to because I absolutely love them. But I'm forcing myself to try. Like I said, there's over 200 restaurants at Disney World. So
that's not to mention like every resort has multiple restaurants within the resorts as well.
Right.
So you've got 4 parks, you've got Disney Springs, you've got all the resorts. You could do Disney so many times and still do something different every single time.
Yes, and that's one of the comments that I do see a lot is, you went last year, why do you need to go back? Or you've been 2-3 years in a row, why do you need to go back? It's because there's so much to experience that you are not going to experience that in one trip. Sure, you're going to go to all the parks, you may even ride all the rides. We normally do. But outside of that, there's so many shows. You know, we did the Cirque du Soleil show a couple years ago, which was fantastic. There's well, I mean, everything inside the park we do every year, but outside of that, we normally try new food. We try to visit a different resort to try their food. So there's so much to do that you're not going to experience everything that it has to offer in 1 year or in one vacation. And that's the unique thing about it. And we get excited every single year of planning, because I mean we usually start planning our vacation 8-9 months in advance. We figure out the dates when we're going to go, and then we normally start talking. In fact, this year I'm going to take some of your shine here. This year I planned the park days. You did, yes. I approved. I still had to approve, of course. Yes. But kind of realizing what we needed as a family, I kind of put into place those days. But where was I going with that? I don't know. Sure. I think you were stealing my thunder is where you were going. No, I just did that. You did that. Okay, yeah, you're done. I already did that. Okay. But there's a reason why I was stealing your thunder. Because planning your park days this year. Planning the park days this year, yes. No, there was something else I was doing for that. Now I can't remember it. Anyways. It'll come back. It will. Which, for us, while you're thinking on that. Okay. For this year, things are a little different because obviously we have a baby now. And so she can actually do a lot of things at Magic Kingdom. So we are doing multiple days at Magic Kingdom for her. Super excited to see her get to do those things. She can actually do quite a bit at Epcot as well. So we just kind of broke up the days to kind of have several Magic Kingdom days for her. Yeah, and actually we're going to be at Magic Kingdom, I think, 3 times on this vacation because we're going to park hop too. And that's when booking a trip, a lot of people don't understand when they try to do it themselves. You'll see things and add-ons to a vacation. Things like park hopping or the park hopper, as you can hear the baby. You have things like memory maker, which is where you get photos, and when you ride rides, you get the free photo that comes with the ride. There's certain people throughout the parks that take pictures, and you get those pictures. Whereas if you don't get that, you'll see it come up on your app, your pictures, but it'll have the watermark on it. Watermark on it. So, and of course, they're better quality than what you take on your phone. Right. I think we had discussed it before doing the memory maker this year. It's not something we do every year, just because it is an extra expense. But I think we will do that this year, especially with her. And another question I see people ask is, you have a baby. Right now, she's 7 months old. By the time we go, she's going to be right around a year. 11 months. 11 months. Why would you spend the money to go to Disney with a baby? They're not going to remember it, right? I know. You get so many people that say that. So many people say that. And what I tell people is, it's not about the baby. It is. She's going to have fun, but it's not about the baby. It's about us as a family and making those memories with her. We're going to have pictures. We're going to have videos. She's going to be able to see those things. But just take the trip. It's not just their childhood. It's also your parenthood. Yes. And the memories that you make that you will carry with you forever, even if they can't remember. But the things that she's into now, she's not going to be into in a few years. And it's just, every time you go, it's a different, unique experience. Yes. With each age. And it's a different experience each year with us. True. Because our trip this year is going to be different than the trips we took before because of her, because of where we're staying. So we're going to have a completely different experience this year than we have in the past. We're staying at Animal Kingdom this year, Animal Kingdom Lodge. Correct. Which is a deluxe resort. It's actually how'd they phrase it? The world's biggest African museum outside of Africa. Correct. Right? Correct. Yeah. It's actually labeled a museum because it has so many genuine African artifacts within the resort itself. And has a safari. And with all the animals. So basically, it's like a zoo as well. Right. You can actually like have a safari view window in the resort where you can walk out on your balcony and look over the safari and see all the animals and things like that. But like that's just one of those things that Animal Kingdom Lodge has. Whereas you go to the Polynesian, which is somewhere that I want to stay so bad.
It was a battle, and I won this one with Animal Kingdom, but he really wants Polynesian.
One, I love the food
Uh-huh.
at the resort, the Hawaiian style food, the Dole Whip. Anywhere I can go to get Dole Whip.
Everybody knows that too. Thank you, Amy Neighbors, for giving him some Dole Whip
to get me through my cravings until then.
Yes.
But anyways, you've got the little beach area at the Polynesian. Each individual resort has something, and that's something that you can do for someone that's wanting to book a vacation is figure out what they like, what's in the price range for somebody or for a family. And like the Coronado that we stayed at for our honeymoon, it was a moderate resort and it was a little more elegant than staying at a value resort. The value resorts are the ones you see with the characters on the side of the buildings, character-shaped pools, things like that. That's more kid-friendly. And so don't think that when you go on a Disney World vacation, you're going to be stuck staying at a resort with, characters nonstop, and all that. You have that option, and it's probably the cheaper way out. But there are options for if two adults went without kids, or you have older kids that don't want the kiddie stuff. She agrees.
She has a lot to say.
She does.
I chose Coronado for our honeymoon because, like he said earlier, he really wasn't feeling the whole Disney thing at first. And Coronado is geared more towards adults. It has the least amount of the characters and stuff with that, which, he ended up being converted. He's now a huge Disney fan. He's sporting the Disney shirt tonight.
Absolutely, yes.
So
that was a game changer because I didn't know all these things. I had that envision, and that's why I said that a second ago. I had the envision of I had been to Disney World with my family back in the day, and we stayed at a value resort, and it was more kid stuff. And I think at the time I was a teenager, and really hadn't been back since with you. And it was we had an absolutely great time. The resort was very. I mean, it's a moderate resort, but it was much better than any hotel that I've ever stayed at, and anywhere
really
else.
Like
I really did like that. As far as, for instance, we talked about the likes and dislikes. Each person has their own thing.
Everybody's so different.
Everybody is so different. And even, you're not going to have just like we talked about. You have your favorites that aren't necessarily my favorites, and I have favorites that aren't your favorites. And like Kate, so your favorite out of all of Disney World, what would you say it is?
My favorite, like, park or place to eat or what?
You're just the thing to experience.
That's so hard to answer.
It is so hard to answer.
It literally changes every time we go. I have a different favorite park.
Right.
And
we've had that discussion before. Is yours changes every single time, and yours is going to change this year because of her.
Absolutely.
And I like much with the food. I find things that I like, and I go back to it.
Yes. So food-wise, I love the 50s prime time at Hollywood Studios because the food is great. It's actually very good pricing as well. And then the atmosphere is amazing too because you literally are like walking back in time. Everything in there is decorated like the 50s. The servers really play up their 50s characters as well. And so fun atmosphere, good food, good pricing. Ride-wise, I love the fun stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy, Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror, all my favorites. But then I also like the cheesy little things like Carousel of Progress.
That's a nostalgia thing.
It's a nostalgia thing at Magic Kingdom. And then Mickey's Feel Her Magic. I love that. The Disney music, the classic characters. It's a 3D musical show.
Well, going back to the 50s Primetime Cafe, is when you talked about they really play up the part, they do, because if you put your elbows on the table, the waitress will get onto you and she'll make you set the table. And if you back talk at all, we have actually seen them drag someone in their chair and put them in a corner.
Now that was not for back talking. That was, I think, for having a phone out at the table.
Having a phone at the table.
This is the 50s. You don't have phones. So.
In fact, they don't even call them phones. They call them
walkie-talkies.
Walkie-talkies.
Put your walkie-talkie up.
Yeah. So that was an experience. We were enjoying our meal and watched a waitress drag a guy from his table and like put him up against the wall in the corner.
He was laughing. Everybody was having fun.
It's part of the experience, so nobody gets upset.
Yeah.
It's everybody laughs about it.
I'm actually disappointed if we don't have that kind of experience.
Right.
I want somebody to get in trouble. Talk to the people. I'm going to grab our daughter and be right back.
Okay. One of my favorite things, in fact, I've even told her that in the case that Disney ever sends us out an email that says that this is ending, I will book a flight and be gone for 2 days the second they send this out. And that is the Happily Ever After fireworks show. It is my absolute favorite. If you are a music person, you will appreciate everything that it has to offer. Yes, it has the fireworks. They have the lasers on the castle. Well, the first time I saw that, I was completely blown away because they do things that actually make the castle move. Not physically, it looks like it is. But then they do that all down Main Street now with the laser lights. But just talking about the music, even like the last 2 weeks, I've been listening to just the music of the show in the truck and in earbuds, because the music is absolutely phenomenal. The transition between each of the Disney songs that we all know, it was just so well put together, along with the fireworks and the show. That's my favorite thing at Disney, period. I will not ever miss it, and hopefully we'll see it at least twice every single year that I can. But outside of that, of course, I love the big rides, Guardians, all that stuff. Tron was phenomenal.
I am super stoked to ride Tron this year because I was pregnant last year, so I couldn't ride it.
Yeah.
They rode it multiple times. I had so much fun. I'm so jealous.
And that's something else too that we need to talk about is learning Genie Plus and the app.
Oh my gosh, Genie Plus is both a lifesaver and a nightmare, depending on
It is complicated.
It is hard to learn.
And even when we go, it usually takes us a day to really get in the groove of using it, because you'll wake up in the morning, your first day at the park, and you'll have to be up at.
You can book at 7.
Book at 7. So I'm usually up at 5, showering, getting ready, and then she gets up right at 6. No.
I get up at like 10 till 7.
10 till 7. And I will be on my app. She will be on her app, and we will just start refreshing. She will go on and buy Genie Plus and book a ride that you don't have to pay for it, but you can pay for it because certain rides aren't in the Genie Plus queue or in the Genie Plus. You can't use Genie Plus for those rides. That was like Tron. That was like Guardians. Those rides, because they're so new,
right? They cost extra.
Now you can take your chance and not pay for it and try and get in what they call a virtual queue, where you get on the app and you try and sign into the virtual queue, but you're not guaranteed that. If you go on and pay for it, you are guaranteed it. So what we did is we start refreshing right before 7 o'clock. She buys the Genie Plus, or maybe I buy the Genie Plus and you buy the ride. It's like $20 to ride the ride,
depending on what it is.
Different
prices for different things, but usually 10 to 20.
And as soon as the Genie Plus goes through, we immediately start booking our rides with Genie Plus. So once you book a ride, like say she bought that ride, I'll book a Genie Plus ride for all 3 of us, and then so 2 hours after you book, or when you ride that ride, you can book another Genie Plus.
Correct.
So, and we've gotten pretty good at it over the years of learning how to do that. But that's another thing that someone that hasn't been or doesn't go, they don't know those things that you can coach them on.
Exactly, because honestly, Disney, they don't tell you really. They don't give you any instructions. It's just like, here it is. I learned watching YouTube videos, and then just by being in it in the moment and learning.
And we have some of the same people that we follow on Instagram, places like that have been very helpful with that. And that's what we're trying to do by doing a video like this, and hopefully we'll do more videos, especially like maybe while we're down there.
I would love to, yeah.
To kind of show them how Genie Plus works, how and how to maneuver that, because you may think that you've accomplished something by getting on there and booking a Genie Plus ride or whatever, and then if you've never done it, you're going to forget about it. And then you're going to be wondering, what do I do now? And now rides are booked up, and
that's another thing I wanted to talk about too, is knowing which rides you want to book first thing. And I pay attention the day before, 2 days before, even a week before. I'm going online and I'm looking online in the app, my Disney Experience app, and it'll tell you the wait times for each ride. And I'm looking to see what has the longest wait times. And those are the ones I'm going to want to book first, earlier in the day. Get those. Yeah.
And that
they're going to go fast.
This kind of coincides with the term rope dropping, because you're going to have, let's say for instance, at Epcot, you have Guardians, which you can pay for, but then you can also do a Genie Plus. The other two rides that go very, very fast there are Ratatouille and Frozen.
Because they're so new.
Because they are new. And those go very fast. And a lot of times you're not guaranteed to ride both rides. You usually have to say, okay, I'm going to ride this one this year and we'll see if we can get into the other one.
We do pretty good, though.
We do pretty good, because what we'll do is we will pay for Guardians right off the bat. We'll Genie Plus, say, Ratatouille, and then we're constantly, as soon as we can, rope drop Frozen. Or if you, and here's another thing that I'm just thinking of, depending on where you stay, you can use the, what do you call them? Skyliner. That's another transportation from resorts to the parks. So the Skyliner at Epcot gets off right there close to Ratatouille. So if you can Genie Plus Frozen, which is on the other side of the park, and take the Skyliner in to see, there's a lot of different scenarios go into the planning of not just the vacation, but planning your day.
Yes.
And we openly discuss these things. Sorry, the child is crawling under the table at this point. So there's really a lot that goes into it, and I know I've watched people. In fact, we had some friends go last year that was trying to plan their vacation, and it did become overwhelming. But we kind of talked through, and by the time they got down there, they had it smashed. I mean, they did a really good job getting through everything. They wrote everything as well.
Yeah.
But it can be very overwhelming when you sit back and you start realizing that the planning doesn't stop once you plan the trip and you're getting ready to go. So that's really the beginning of it, because you're having to plan everything once you get down there daily, because you're up very early in the morning scheduling these rides and stuff. Is there anything else specific that you can think of?
So we could talk about transportation to and like if you go to the airport.
Oh, okay, yeah. So if you fly in, which normally we do, we fly in, and they have a transportation service called Mears down there that will pick you up at the airport and take you to whatever resort that you're staying at. But pay attention to that. Mears is usually, it has been in the past, about $16 per person. That's one-way trip to the resort, and then you pay another $16. And we have found with 3 of us, it was cheaper for us to do Uber. Well, we're driving this year, so that's not going to be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
The transportation from the resorts to the parks, though, are buses. Every resort has the bus. Some resorts have a boat,
Mm-hmm.
like close to Magic Kingdom. You can take a boat, and other resorts have Skyliner, and some resorts have
Monorail. Mm-hmm.
So depending on where you stay, will determine the transportation to and from parks too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's usually the buses aren't bad.
No.
They can be frustrating at night.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get back, when you're leaving the same time everyone else is. She never even been, and she agrees.
Yes.
But I've never done the Skyliner. I would like to do that at some point. Some people say that that's very frustrating and crowded as well. But you have like your own little pod with your family in it that kind of travels.
Just do it, hop on and off just to do it this year.
Yeah.
Another thing we're doing this year too, though. Sorry to cut you off.
No.
I'm excited and I don't want to forget about it. Is the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party.
Okay. Yeah, I did. Couldn't even remember about that. I'm excited about that too because a lot of the villains come out in the park and they do like a little trick or treating thing for the kids and
trick or treating. Everybody can dress up. Even adults can dress up if they want to.
That's not my thing.
It's not your thing. They'll be dressed up. They'll be Donald or something. Anyway, and they go trick or treating throughout the park and get these full size candy bars. It's a lot of fun. They do a parade of villains. They have a special fireworks show, special concert with like the Hocus Pocus sisters up there. It's a lot of fun. And
I'm shook.
What? She's crawling.
Why did she wait to crawl for the first time while we're trying to record a video?
Our attention is away from her and she's mad, so she's going to start performing.
Okay, sorry. That just caught me by surprise here.
Yay, Sammy! Yay!
Trying to think of what else.
There's Christmas party if you want to do that. And
there's a lot of different add-ons that you can add on to your vacation. Those are some of the parties that they have. They also have an underground tour that you've been wanting to do.
Keys to the Kingdom,
where they kind of take you behind the scenes to see kind of how everything works. Oh gosh, it was coming back to me. I know what I was going to say. The shows, you have your fireworks show at Magic Kingdom, Happily Ever After. I've talked about that. They also do a water show with fireworks, water and lasers at Epcot there in the center. Hollywood Studios has Fantasmic, which is absolutely fantastic. It's so much fun. Animal Kingdom doesn't really do a show at night because of the animals.
Right.
They can't really shoot off fireworks and things like that. But I will be the first to tell you, coming from a music performance background, no one puts on a show like Disney does inside the parks. It's absolutely incredible, and a lot of these cast members will never come out of character. And I find that the little things like that always blow my mind, how they are, no matter if they're talking to a 1-year-old or a 7-year-old or a 42-year-old, they never come out of character.
Right.
And I always find that just intriguing, that they stay that way the whole time they're there. And from my experience these last few years, these people treat you, whether you stay at a value resort or a deluxe resort, you are treated the exact same way. Nobody treats you worse or better depending on where you stay or where you eat or what you experience at Disney. Everyone has been top notch every single time that we have been.
I love that about them.
Yeah, and they also love their job. They love working there.
You can tell.
Taylor, the first year, absolutely loved this girl, and I've tried to find her every year we've went back. While one of the shows was going on right in front of Magic King, or right in front of Cinderella's castle, she was mouthing every word and singing every word to every song and acting out the characters off to the side where only we could see her, but she was having a blast. And we went up and talked to her after that. And I've looked for her every single year since, and unfortunately have not been able to find her, but I will. If she still works there, I'll find her.
Creepy.
Well, it's just I love seeing people do what they love, and she clearly loved doing what she was doing, and I will watch anybody that enjoys doing something that much, no matter what they're doing. All right, is there anything else?
One last thing.
Okay.
Disney will do little perks for special things in your life, like if you have an anniversary or a birthday or things like that. They give you these little buttons, and they'll be like, "I'm celebrating," and you can put like, last year it was our anniversary when we went, or around that time. So we got our little buttons, and then people would congratulate us, and sit down restaurants would give us a free dessert typically. Like
when we went on our honeymoon,
yes.
They would bring champagne to the table, free.
Yes.
The free desserts, free, and like if a kid celebrating a birthday, free balloons, free, stuff like that. And they really go out of their way to make sure that you're taken care of, especially if you have something special, like a special occasion going on.
And literally every cast member, like, you're waiting in line or just walking down the street, they'll stop and be like, "Happy birthday, happy anniversary."
When we were there on our honeymoon, we'd gotten off the bus and was walking into Animal Kingdom, and one of the parking lot attendants ran through the parking lot to congratulate us. And I was like, are you serious? This is happening right now? I mean, was like sprinting through the parking lot, probably 100 yards, to come over to us and congratulate us. And it's just, they go above and beyond to make sure that you are well taken care of while you're there, and the money that you spend does not go to waste on their part. If you leave there and you feel like that you've wasted a bunch of money, it could be a couple things. It could be that Disney is just not, you're just not the type of person that enjoys amusement parks and resorts and things like that. But more times than not, the reason is because you didn't understand how to book your trip or how to lay everything out day by day. And that's not to say nobody is,
our child is standing, like almost standing in a dog bowl right now.
Yes. That's not to say that anyone is, I hate to use this word, but stupid for not doing it the right way. But nobody has taught you, or you've never experienced the right way to do things. She's chewing on an electrical cord.
Okay, I'll tell people that.
It's not. It's a telephone cord, but I'm about to grab it from her. Anything else that you can think of? I'm sure I think going forward, we're going to try to do some more of videos. This was a really long video.
Sorry.
We'll try to do some shorter videos of individual things.
Yeah.
Some of the things that we've talked about, some of the things that we have forgotten to talk about that we might have discussed earlier. And we'll try to do compact videos of each of those little things and post. And we'll definitely try to do some things while we're down there later on in the year. We're still 4 months, 5 months out, something like that. So we'll definitely try to forever away. It does feel like it's forever away, but mainly this video was to give people an idea of what you can do for them in this new adventure that she's got going on, and how easy that she can make your trip by doing all the hard stuff. And not cost you a dime extra.
Yeah, so basically I just find out what's important to you, what you're into. I can book your tickets, your room, everything. When it's time to book dining, I'll be the one getting up, booking your dining for you. Obviously, I'll get with you and figure out what's important to you and where you want to go. I'll keep you in the loop of when stuff's coming up that's due, what to expect, and things like that along the way. I will go over how to use the Genie Plus if you plan on doing that. Which I highly recommend. And
we don't go without it.
No, it's worth the extra expense because you're not having to stand in those lines and you're more guaranteed to get to do everything you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's especially worth it if you can understand it and really get comfortable using the app. It's all about comfort level, which not a lot of things in Disney are.
Right.
Comfort level, buy good
Yes.
shoes. And it's going to rain for a little bit every day. Expect it. But that's neither here nor there.
Look at our kid crawling across this room.
There she goes.
She's wearing a dress that's really slowing her down here. She's trying to get her knees under her.
Anyways, like I said, we'll try to do some shorter videos on specific things to kind of give you more of a detailed idea of what that is and that whether it can help you or not. But if you are interested in talking to Danielle about possibly booking a trip, you don't have, when you talk to her, you don't have to immediately pay the money for a trip. In fact, that's something else right here at the end I'll say, is that when you do book a trip, your deposit, no matter how much your trip is, Value Resort Deluxe, no matter where you're eating, where you're going, $200 for a deposit for the trip. And then you can make payments on the trip. So that's something that she can talk to you about. Reach out to her, reach out to me, and I'll get you in touch with her. I'm not doing this. She's going to do it. I don't have the patience for it. I just learn things from her, and I put it into action when I get to the park because I'm there for fun, not to book your vacation. She can do it.
I have fun doing it. But yeah, if you have any specific questions, comment below or message me, and I'll be happy to help.
All right.